Senator, thank you for the question. It's nice to see you. I believe this is such an important relationship. The administration believes it as well. This is a post where we are dealing with EU, G20, a lot of complex issues geopolitically in that area. And I think it is incredibly important. Again, I am speaking now in the role of a private citizen. I would work in conjunction with the State Department, Senator Rubio, the deputy secretaries, and also following in the mission of American interests moving forward to make sure that we are ready in that area, that that relationship and partnership is maintained, that if there are necessary improvements or expenditures that need to be made, that I would advocate in that fashion very strenuously on behalf of the United States of America and the American people.
I am grateful for that. That's the kind of strength I want. The tradition in the ambassador to Greece we had with George Tsounis, who's probably the best bipartisan ambassador, and I'm sure you know.
My dear friend who is here today.
Yes, yes. I didn't want to call him out. He does not like attention. He's very shy.
He's Greek. I mean,
yeah.
Fake news.
Yes, yes. Feristo, thank you. Let's continue. I have a lot of concerns about the Greek-Turkey tensions, and it's something I think all of us should be giving more attention to. When I visited Greece last year and had the pleasure of being with the ambassador for some time, there was really calm between Greece and Turkey, between Athens and Ankara. The Prime Minister of Greece and the President of Turkey met last year twice to try to reduce those tensions, but I am concerned that with regard to sovereignty challenges, maritime borders, those tensions exist and could be real points that get inflamed. Tell me about your concern, and I've heard from a lot of my constituents in the Greek diaspora as well as from my travels that it's critical, I believe, that the U.S. doesn't tolerate any threats to the sovereignty of our European allies, especially Greece.
Senator, again, thank you for the question. Yes, this is a very important issue, and I know there is a lot of concern from Greece, from Israel, from Cyprus, et cetera, regarding any increasing of weaponization in Turkey with the F-35s. Again, I'm speaking as a private citizen. I do not direct or maintain policy, but I know this is an area of concern to the administration as well. I know that President Trump is the best negotiator and diplomat to be able to engage with different countries to find meaningful ways to work together. I would like to make sure that we are protecting and honoring our strategic, consistent, stable and reliable allies with Greece. They have answered the call every time. They have exceeded our expectations. They have readily committed to the 3%, consistent in that regard, and Greece remains strong and proud as the 5th largest spender for military equipment
I'm going to interrupt you
in
there,
the world.
Ms. Γκίλφοϊλ, I want to drill down a little bit more into the issues between Greece and Turkey.
Certainly.
You know, they're both NATO allies, and I have to tell you, I've started to use that word pretty advisedly when it comes to Turkey. I fought with them. I led the charge to get Sweden and Finland into NATO, and it was incredibly frustrating. Turkey was using its power because everything has to be done unanimously in NATO to keep them out, and it was a huge fight. And the other thing, as far as Turkey's concerned, I'm the one that put the hold on the F-35s. The F-35s they bought and paid for are still sitting in the United States because I've got a hold on them. And I'm going to continue to have that hold for a lot of different reasons. But the relationship between Greece and Turkey doesn't get nearly the play in the media here that actually exists. I wind up dealing with it all the time because I'm chairman of the committee. One of the things I'm particularly interested in is the argument they're having and the fight they've been having for a long time over a territorial dispute. I don't know how familiar you are with that, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And the other thing I'd like to hear your thoughts on, and I would recommend to you, is your predecessor, George Tsounis, who's here. He and our ambassador to Turkey had a very, very close relationship. And I talked to them frequently, and they were really good at sorting out the issues between the two of them. So I would urge that you make that same kind of connection with our ambassador to Turkey. But your thoughts on that relationship and some of the things we might be able to do. The Greeks have been legitimately calling out for our help for a long time on a lot of these, and they're very difficult issues, obviously, between two allies. But your thoughts, please.
Thank you, Chairman, for that thoughtful question. It's one thing I think that's going to be a main and primary focus, in addition to some other issues, if I am confirmed to be ambassador to Greece. I do enjoy a very close relationship with Ambassador Barrick in Turkey. I know him for a very long time, and I have a very close relationship with Ambassador George Souness. So I think this will be pivotal to making sure that we are ready and able to exceed expectations on day one. I look forward to working with Ambassador Barrick on this tough issue, in addition to following the direction of the President of the United States. Sir, as you mentioned earlier, Turkey is precluded by U.S. law that you put forward from actually acquiring the F-35s. There are choices that people and countries make in life, and Turkey has chosen to work with the Russians with the S-400s. I think it is imperative that we focus and point out the juxtaposition of a strong, steady ally who has answered the call and exceeded the expectations like Greece, and someone who, yes, is in NATO, but also needs to follow suit and be that same kind of strong and strategic ally. We don't have that at this point in time, and again, I'm speaking on behalf of myself as a private citizen. I look forward to getting more information, to getting deeper into the issues, following the direction of the President of the United States, and also working with my esteemed Ambassador Tom Barrick to resolve some of these issues. But again, the big focus has to be, what are we going to do in that area? It is so imperative for national security and for the United States of America, and that we also protect those strong allies that we have in Cyprus, in Israel, and in Greece. And I will make sure that it is my mission objective and focus to do just that, if confirmed.
Well, thank you. I think you and Tom are going to be a real team there, I really think, and I appreciate that. The issues that Turkey has are not irresolvable. They are resolvable if cooler heads would prevail, but with Erdogan, it seems like it's going backwards every year rather than forward. So I hope you're able to turn that around, and your comments about the Greek community here in the United States couldn't be more right on. What a great community of people supporting Americana and Americana issues.
But Chairman, if I may, just to say that that has been very evident, and it's been consistent for so many years, and they care deeply about this country. We have 3 million Greek Americans living in the United States of America in the diaspora, and 10 million incredible patriots that live in Greece, that they want to work very strongly to help and support the United States, and their intentions are clear. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. I'm out of time, but I just want to say, Mr. Bardos, the title of your job having to do with UN management and reform, that's an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. And I got a lot of issues there. Secretary Guterres comes to see me every once in a while. The first thing I do is drag out the charter and say, what are you doing about this? Because, man, it just isn't working. And we're pumping a tremendous amount of money into it. There's a lot of us not very happy about that. I wish you well. We'll work with you every way that we can. And my time's up. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman.
Senator Hahn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to all of you on your nominations. I know Senator Booker covered some of the topics I wanted to, but I'm going to dig a little more deeply into those. So, Ms. Γκίλφοϊλ, congratulations on your nomination. As you know, Greece is a critical American ally. The U.S.-Greece relationship has grown to probably one of the most strongest and enduring relationships, based on common values, based on defense cooperation, based on strong people-to-people ties, energy collaboration, and the important role they have played also with respect to fighting back against Putin's war of aggression against Ukraine. And that last point indicates that, Greece also plays an important regional role. So your responsibilities as ambassador, of course, are to deepen the bilateral relationship or to support that, but also take a look at the broader picture. And recently, Turkey submitted a maritime spatial plan to UNESCO that reflects maritime claims that have been disputed by Greece. Are you aware of that plan that was submitted?
Senator, thank you for the question. I'm aware of the plan. I am not deeply familiar with the plan because I have not been confirmed, and if confirmed, that is one of the areas that I want to work with the senators and congressmen and the talented people at the State Department, the Secretary Rubio, to make sure that we have a strong command of that situation as well. And with Ambassador Barrick.
I appreciate that. So I guess one question would be the approach that you take, because a lot of the actions Turkey has taken, both with respect to intrusion into Greek airspace, into Greece's waters, obviously create possibilities of conflict, which we'd hope to avoid. Do you agree that as we approach these kind of issues, that we should do it based on the international law? In other words, the international rules of the road with respect to maritime rights?